radios on FM 99.3, and we also dey live on Slik TV on channel 37. Don't forget say you can able for watch we live on Facebook as well on we Facebook page Epic Radio 99.3 FM. This morning on the show we get for discuss on how political parties them position party. We pull out a press statement. Inside that press statements then we make several demands then in which then we indicate say if then demands then they are not met, the governance structure, the governance system, and what then they mean for the future of Sierra Leone, and how as a country, not that should not be anybody's business. Yes, you're right to a very large extent, but not so right, because this is the thing, yeah. The All People's Congress, considering the system where we used in the June 24th election, now the only political party where they in a parliament, I mean aside the SLPP and of course the paramount chiefdom. So then they mean say, now then they play the role of checks and balances, and that's the entire system of democracy. Democracy not able to function with just one party. Of course, these and many more now things them we get for can talk about inside the show this morning. But first, let's take with morning message winner arise.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mac, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV. I always they get a nice, so please make sure you watch channel 37, Slik TV all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me they can go. If I tell me one time go. If I tell me they can go. Oh yeah. Oh woo. Whoa. Eddie Pop.
Alright, Mr. Ghanaian people all over the world, as you know, Slik TV is here, channel 37.
This morning we message of motivation now about consistency. Yes, consistency. Often people not get problem for start something, whether in a business, whether for start a beautiful initiative, whatever it is, people not get problem for starter. But the thing where people always find difficult now for be consistent in that particular thing the way they do. Boxes, the fatigue, the tiredness, the small voice now you hear where they tell you say give up. But amidst all of them challenges then you don't have to give up. You not forever give up. Be consistent. You try it today, work. Try and tomorrow. You try, keep on trying, keep on pushing, and with each day, push even harder. Then eventually, you would achieve that dream, you would achieve that success where you saw the grave. Consistency is the key to success.
Hello guys, Mac, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV. I always they get a nice, so please make sure you watch channel 37, Slik TV all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me they can go. If I tell me one time go. If I tell me they can go.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mac, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV. I always they get a nice, so please make sure you watch channel 37, Slik TV all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
if I tell me one time, oh, if I tell me make I know. Oh yeah, yeah, oh woo woo, whoa, Eddie Papa, I don't blow.
All right, Mr. Union people all over the world, that's what I know. Slik TV is here, channel 37, and whenever country boss, this alone, I don't watch Slik TV, channel 37, and I don't get nice. So if you say not to get nice like me, tune in, stay tuned. This is country boss.
I don't blow, don't know the time. He lift me up from the bottom of the fish, from the skies, no my limit, put sugar for me tea. I don't blow. God know they tire. He raised me up from the bottom of the pit. From the skies, no my limit. Sugar for me, no. What they bad mouth me? What they talk about me? What they criticize?
Good morning and welcome back. Now, this morning on the show, we get to talk about the boycott thing that is happening presently. We know, say, after the June 24th general elections, the main opposition, All People's Congress Party, we pull out a press statement. Inside that press statements, they list out several demands them. And at the end of the demand, then we indicate, say, if those demands are not met, then they no go participate in governance at all. Now, it is almost 2 months after the June 24th elections. The APC is yet to participate in governance. Well, as the APC, we don't see like two of them, members them don't go to parliament, but that is on their own accord. The question is how this rift here so presently we day for elections. Declaration of President Bio as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone by the Elections Commission for Sierra Leone. The All People's Congress be already get several concerns them along the way. At some point, there was even uncertainty whether they would participate or not. Eventually, they did participate. After the elections, they take out a press release that they don't accept the election results. And now, it is August, and today is exactly the 23rd. Tomorrow, go actually qualify. So almost 2 months now after elections, and the APC is still not participating. This morning at the studios, I get for me guest them, Imran Sila, a member of the Strategic Communications Unit at the Ministry of Communication and Information and Civic Education.
Long as he is president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, number one. Number two, I think say now a concern to every single Sierra Leonean, not necessarily to government. Government can be added to that layer there of, several layers we're supposed to be concerned to. Simply because, so for example, you take the MPs there, elected by their people, for go represent them in a parliament, for be a voice for them in a parliament, for go talk for them in a parliament, for go make sure, say, whatever issues come up, they take them. He decide for put country above political party. You give this in the past in terms of tender way SLPP don't say they're not the boycott. So boycott, as you say, is not a new thing. But the distinction here is this: the one in '73 was. Those were a tumultuous period in the history of this country, because we know eventually it happened that it was a one-party rule which ended in the late 80s. So maybe looking back in hindsight, it was justified, right? Because it's as if then set of MPs then they knew we were leading into a one-party which was going to be disastrous and catastrophic by all imagination, right, for the people of this country.
Do the elections and all of which. But then you mentioned something very much important. You talk about the assessment of the people them. We elect them, APC MPs then they for go na parliament. And now that they are choosing to abdicate, those people would be disappointed. On that particular point, the APC don't time and again insistently, claim say, now them people then they we elect them for go. As a matter of fact, now then can meet them and tell them say they should not participate, owing to the fact that their voices were not reflective of the election results we ECSL announced. So one would want to say, after all, they are still doing the people's bidding.
So, I hate to say this, but I think so I'll get for saying. We're not getting hard data for support. That assertion there. Say now the vast majority of the people who vote for them, and they actually tell them, say, oh no, we're not good. We think we don't see unfold over time now the APC, now that you have calm, sane and sober voices now the APC. Oh, no doubt about that one. My brother with the next to me, Naya Siraji, I will put another category there. Well, oh yeah, absolutely. But we think we don't see the happening at that. The same sober and calm voices don't be overtaken by a more boisterous, lousy, right, and noisy group, right? Basically, you call them the hawks now, the party, they don't hijack this thing. Right? So they don't listen to alternative views, yeah, within the party, and therefore, and I think, look, if you were to do a survey now of people them that inside the way get MPs, the way the MPs they not take up their seat, you would find, right, honestly, that the vast majority of them people and then constituents and the district and region and they wants them MPs them for go na parliament. That was why they were voted for.
Okay.
Naturally.
Okay, thank you very much, Imran. Honorable, the position of your party, it's an open secret that you know one person we don't openly criticize the thing of them choosing to just boycott and not participate at all. Right. You hold a very strong opinion with regards them boycotting. But let's look at the concerns then with the All People's Congress outlined inside the press release. Of course, they outlined the thing of marginalization during the electioneering process. They are, incite violence against them, party supporters them, now several areas them right across the country, especially in alleged SLPP strongholds and all of that kind of thing. And of course, the thing of the fact, say the ECSL was not completely transparent, and then party agents them were not given full access, and election result, there was this sham around the entire process. These are all concerns with the party don't raise. Is it that you, as Honorable Sirajin Rollins Kamara, totally think, say, all of those concerns are not of substance, they are irrelevant? That is why you hold the position that you hold?
I will not think so. I think they are legitimate. I will tell you one instance when the Pujon people were attacked. The chair lady came, he put out a voice note. She was crying. We have a group where the administrator called Areopagos. It's 100% CPC, but with critical minds. So I propose, I say, hey, if this thing don't begin happening at Pujon, I said, let's go to Pujon. If we feel for the people, and let's go to Pujon. Let's have a press conference. I say, me go provide my own vehicle for go with 3 or 4 people. But we need one person from the national executive for go with we. Look, go get press conference and call out the attention of the international community. Say, this is what is happening to our members. It not take place. Unless APC, except they win election with Southeast, And so for me, they have these concerns. But were they serious to address them before now? That's the question. As I make I tell you, say, you cannot fatten the cow on the market day. This is the things we are saying. If we're serious about governance, when issue happen, address and not make they accumulate. And this is the reason why I think, say, we tell like say we play some games so we safe, And because I say, let's go there and call out the international President Bill and SLPP say, which one did you say no good for governance? We get them for cover and all the rest. Until I even say, Umo Fofana will go there and report on BBC, say this is what's happened. No, nobody listened to me. I would have gone to Pujon, and other people were willing. From Parliament, and that we appeal, but even the CJ not assign anybody. It will come at in time and to be a case study for future, for deter other occurrences. For us, now make the law is there. And this law is there, so I would say, now we all make them. It's not SLPP, they are not SLP laws. And this is why sometimes I vex, because we had an opportunity to change some of them laws there. We're no good way, and President Bio, they used it so for your own advantage. We have Justice Kawan's Constitutional Review Committee. They did a very good job. And each time I talk, it hurts me, because I had come back to that. We talk about, say, like going to Pujon, they have district or regional. When we have campaigns going on, when Dr. Samuel go Cambia, we have the constituency public relations. Now Cambia Day, now the constituency who they host, Cambia Town, you not take the platform. The district publicity sector not take the platform. The region publicity not take the chairman, not the national. You understand? So they ask if these structures are there, why were they not given opportunity for make them assert themselves when the opportunity comes? So now make I think say they are there, but they are not just respect. But if me and you then are us, we get an issue. Then me one for cancer to them, it will believe small. But when a third party, somebody from outside with higher mandate, it becomes weightier. That's the point I'm talking. Come back to the issue of, say, the press release immediately after. As I say, for me, like 2018, we see chairman of the SF, Prince Harding, even before ECS said they announced result, that man don't send no say they don't win election, jubilate this and that. Nobody not stop you from doing that if we get with fact.
No, well, there were restrictions this time around in terms of political parties outrightly declaring results before the officially announced results. So it's different this time around, really.
Okay, but after when ECSL don't announce, we will tell ECSL what you announce, so you're not correct.
And that was what they did with the
so
press conference.
Well, very good, yes. But they say not correct because that's what we expect in African politics. And not see Kenya, South Africa, each time this type, you just say, the elections are really there, they're not free from fair, then tell it. So, waiting me expect my own party now, we ask, say, may then show we now how we win the election. I know say people listening to me and will say, this guy, because they not cost me, but on Facebook, every somewhere even have to attack me. But common sense prevail now, I say, if ECSL say, now this result they get, after they don't announce, waiting stop we for say, no, now this result we get. We challenge them. Then we know they can't begin to go on social media or go to international community. Let's go to the instrument, the structure we set where now judiciary, And this is the point I was saying. If had we not tailor constitution for suit one person, and because
under
the family ordinance.
The points them way the APC actually they bring out in terms of why they know they participate in our governance, I mean, mainly hinges around suppression and things like that. That the organs of governments them know the work, and not just like those that are like in mainstream governments where President Bio appoints and all, but the ECSL and several other institutions them where they for able for the judiciary, for example, then feel say there is no actual separation and the effectiveness is not there, and they think that participating is a waste of time. Some time back, I mean, these were concerns with the SLPP similarly be shared.
It's like, there's also a difference between perception and reality. When you're in opposition, you sort of get a different view of so many things. I remember me and CDI at Tunis when they talk one time, they complain and they talk and they talk and they talk. And I say, let's flip this thing around. When you were in power, on the same issues there, which you comment them in they look like. It feels different now. But now the same institutions that we've been relying on, right? Nothing has changed though with the judiciary. If for anything the judiciary don't expand, If you look at the percentage now in terms of number of cases they receive and the cases they then they adjudicate on and all of them, there is significant improvement. Judges now across the country, magistrates across the country, make sure say now one district, one man.
On the thing of nothing has changed, should we categorize the transparency of the judiciary that you questioned, the SLPP, questioned back then? And you saying that nothing has changed now, should we connect the fact that it was declared that the judiciary was not transparent by the SLPP back then? Should we say that means the stand where the APC they take now with regards to the transparency of the judiciary is just legitimate because you said nothing has changed?
So that qualify which I mean by nothing has changed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you will see whether the question I need for answer.
Okay.
Nothing has changed in the sense that there was a judiciary in this country under IPC. There's a judiciary now under SLPP. Yeah? There's an ECSL created by an act of parliament, right, under IPC. There's an ECSL now, right, with the same powers. Then I think they go review, and give, slightly where they call and all of them in a day. So nothing has changed fundamentally. But my point is, now the institutions that will get now the institutions that are there for 7.5 million Sierra Leoneans. Yeah, the more we put onto the test, the more you make it better. It's just like if you go, your strength, your forte, your profession, athletics, and you're doing 100 and 200 meters. But if you're not compete with anybody, how you go say you good? Now when you compete, that is when you see how you have to improve, which side for do, how you force 50 for look like, how you last lap for look like, and all of them in a day.
But right? One would want to say, if the man that you are running with, Naim Brother and the referee, would you still run with him?
It is for those reasons. It is for those reasons, right? After review, right, from term to term, where the judiciary they do for INSEF, now that make you find out now, say, we have magistrates across the country. Residents, now make you find out, say, we get judges there. Now that make you find out, say, on sexual offenses, we have a special court, right? Simply because it has been put to the test, right? And they said they do the internal reviews, so then they see how for able to expand and do better, right? And be better able to represent 7.6 million people. And now that make you find out, if you look at the data now, you see the cases then they drop as in terms of the number of cases they go and the number of cases they adjudicate on how they say. So that, but fundamentally, on this issue, APC don't say as much as they want to say. They have not tested the institutions there. We serve them when they're in governance. They're not decide for put onto the test. Then just don't say, oh no, everybody will not think so, we'll get a fair trial and all that. Well, we had those views also. But we put onto the test and we spend time at the judiciary. Up until 2018, it was literally towards the back end of 2018, before finally able for go get convention and all of them and get elections. Let the APC, right, and as I say, you have a lot of calm, right, and different voices there, sane, sober, and calm voices, where they urge them, right, especially now President Biodun say, look, let us have a systemic review. Not forget, say, there were 130 or so recommendations left by the APC, which they did not touch, by the way, from 2012. A culmination of all of them, and the President Biodun look at all of them and say, you know what, 70 of these recommendations should be adopted for these elections. How to expand, deepen, and strengthen and carry people along the process, right, and make sure that this democracy, there's a National Peace and Cohesion Commission now, and also they engage with opposition party and other political parties and stakeholders for try for see how they can for bridge the gap and bridge the divide. Be part of the systemic review, what President Biodun announced. Yeah, it is going to get for consist of everybody.
Yes, owing to the fact there is this old adage that you cannot be a judge in your own cause. You not go able for be adjudicator as well as be a participant. And setting up a systemic review with people from the very system when I in people on the other side, they question, criticize, and that systemic review there is made up of them people and they. Do we really think that we are moving away from the status quo, or we just reaffirm the status quo? Anyways, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll get Honorable to tell us something on that.
This na stress upon
Hello guys, it's CJ Mark, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV, all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me we can go. If I
Alright, Mr. Ghanaian people, people all over the world, as you know, Slik TV is here, channel 37, and whenever country boss, this alone, I dey watch Slik TV, channel 37, and I dey better nice. So if you say that for better nice like me, tune in, stay tuned. This is country boss.
I don't know, but not the time. You lift me up from the bottom of the fish, from the skies, no my limit, put sugar for me tea. I don't blow, God not the tire. You raise me up from the bottom of the fish, from the skies, no my limit, put sugar for me tea. What they bad mouth me, what they talk about me, what they criticize.
Listening to the epic morning show, and this morning on the program we did talk about the current boycott, of course, by the APC from participating in governance, and how political parties them go able for navigate this presently the people of Sierra Leone. Now, just before the break, we talk about the intended committee way for review the systems them we did with regards electioneering na salon. We na among the things them we know say when President be they do in state opening of Parliament address, he mentioned about in willingness and openness for able for review the systems and make them better. He don't announce a committee we go be headed by the Vice President we for look into the general elections outcome and the areas them where we not get right for able for
accept, say yes, we don't know say wrong don't take place. So now let's go and establish the fact that we can overturn things for the future. Let's not forget say waiting don't prevent a salon now conflict. And conflicts need for be resolved, and this is a political conflict. It requires deep understanding and how minds work in times of conflict. I can tell you about one man, Daniel Shapiro, now the director for the housing. He say he aware of the political instability. He say he writes a book called Negotiating the Non-Negotiable. You know, he say I want to say
everything now. You now against the fact that the APC choose for boycott.
Yes.
I mean, the question are people in mind are that if not boycott, that means where you feel say the APC go use for let them voice be heard, let their opinions, let people hear them thoughts and views about these just concluded elections. If not boycott.
Yeah, that is it. Boycotting, I know they mix. I know where. So that means say your voice, you don't.
I don't mix because I feel say
no,
it's not
I know yes. You don't drown your voice. You don't hide them. I know I'm for participate. I know I'm for talk. So how your voice go be heard through boycott. You know, and I'll tell you, Imran been a good give a synopsis of some boycotts over time. But one way I can remember, He said, now the people don't boycott them, you know. And you see, as you say, boycott's no good for when I was in Parliament, my 13-month stint, I was opposed to boycotting. Even the last boycott, I reluctantly got off my seat. And why? Before that, the one person called Adebayo be not cost me, because when we talk, we get with caucus in Parliament, I say, me not believe this. Before Mara talk don't reach Adebayo, it cost me, I don't care. Even Sylvia Blyden, he put me in front page awareness. Like Linda Kroma, Petito in late wife, he called me, say, Siraj, do this for the party. He said, I know you're against her, but you are follow the party no more. So I moved out of Parliament reluctantly the next day. And but what happened? When 10 of us, the slogan we've been get touch one, touch all. But when 10 of us were bold, we get a meeting at McKinney, the party leadership and the women Parliament. We agree, say, make them no also not support this. But they are coward to come out and speak. And so Mohamed Bangura and Ayodele Alfred Thompson should not be used and begin to attack them, even me, then say, but let person for that associate me better and say, even the rest of the party, from the party office today, Siraji Rollins Kamara, I call him, Honorable Param, bribe him for let take Alfred Thompson to Parliament. I did take Alfred to Parliament. I encourage him. I say you have to come because you believe in this. Okay. It is wrong.
And I forget people views and opinions. And after the call, of course, Imran would have to tell us as well, in line with the question where Sirajin just to explain. But 079-994-993, now the number where you go call for add your voice to the discussion this morning. Please keep your comments under 1 minute and be as civil as you can. Of course, that's the general rule now. Hello, good morning. Your name and who side you call from?
Dauda Duazak.
Yes, Dauda.
Thank you very much. I'm glad this morning the two panelists then will bring them come. I mean, but we talk politics now. I begin with Honorable.
In 994-993, you can call and add your voice to the discussion this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I don't see whose side.
Your name and whose side you call from?
Me, I call from Capton.
Yes.
Sima Capton.
Yes, Sima from Capton. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't see whose side who is command come out from. Because if they say it's about them pull them a do, 10 of them, wait 10 for boycotts. They don't agree for boycotts. They don't agree join them. So that means when the other than boycott, you know whoever supports them. They call themselves critical minds, so not critical minds. But these are the one participants.
If we they look at that, then they more create more injury to us for use them kind of people. They for go talk on behalf of the party because it don't already go anti-party activities.
Just
then.
So that we clarify, Honorable
Yes.
Sirajin is here as an individual, not to.
Okay, well, you know, but
if we need somebody from the APC, we know.
Okay, well, that's good. Then again, as an individual, instead for no say it belongs to an institution, and any institution there's the policies and principles will always govern them. If you know they abide with the policies and principles, who that for you for go talk on behalf of the party? And the area of towards Imra, I want for really think about Sierra Leone. When are we going to put Sierra Leone above our political parties? When are we really going to think Sierra Leone and love Sierra Leone? What thing happens so now? Not the benefit APC, either the benefit SLPP, either the benefit the one the way votes. Because laws are being passed, or they don't appoint They were not there.
Okay.
Is this the path they want to follow? Is this the right path for them? Is this the love that we all want to express to Mama Salon? Thank you.
Okay.
Picking up cost policy. Now you go talk to the people who are picking costs. So now APC them for go talk to the people before elections. Because of them people they are by us this cost then the people cause the color say no relevance. So now that one day I'll make clear.
Okay.
Not all you picking go cause problem, then other papa go big for you picking. It's not possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That not the last call we're able to put through for now. Of course, you get an opportunity for call later on in the program. But then, Imran, just before the calls, before you come for respond to some of the questions them where people ask na the call, the thing with waiting at the SLPP them approach or the government's approach for actually ensure say you bring APC to the table and we get calm and everything able to function well. Importantly now, because back then in Parliament you get more
for no the largeness of spirits of His Excellency the President. He said now it's kind of olive. Where President don't extend. Well, you know, the last time I checked and they said olive today in jars, not so. So this is a full jar.
okay.
Now a full jar of olive. Now His Excellency the President don't give. Say, let us come and have a conversation. Dialogue. Look, if you sit down for 10 months, you still get for kind dialogue and negotiate. If you sit down for 2 years, you still come back to the table. We fought civil conflict in this country for 11 years. Who's I end?
The table.
Not table. People came to the table, right? Sit down and get a hard and difficult conversation. Because now when you sit down and get conversation, then you realize, well, maybe our difference is not as deep as we imagine. You know, you don't do all the dress rehearsals now and say all the things that you imagine and all which you think and your own perception. But when I sit down now in reality for sit down and get in conversations, then they no, they're too far apart. Ultimately, President Bio believes say whether you are APC, whether you are SLPP, whether you are C4C, whether you are NGC, we all belong to what you call Team Salon. I do all day ultimately. Now make it don't ask for progressives. You see the nature of in cabinet now, Right? Don't bring people from various walks of life we consider for being progressive, say on a color walk in the interest of Sierra Leone. And I think say
to the text message, the calls now.
Yes.
Some of the questions and comments.
Well, you know, one my brother we call talk about. He say we say I know say Siraji, my brother, and I get most of the questions there.
Yes.
Yeah, but the 2-3 we then call large, just answer them quick. He say now then the voters there. Well, we're not getting, as I say earlier, we're not getting any hard data for suggest the percentage of the voters that will actually tell the MP they say una not go to Parliament. I know say someday we don't tell the MP they say let them not go, right? But in the absence of that hard data, I still day of the conviction, even as I sit on here, that now the noisy voices, now they don't overcrowd the sane and sober voices in the APC. You know, Siraji, I remember one day where Kanayaso, na Jawad bin Denaya, it was with Honorable Ibrahim Bundu. It's a lot of things them way, you know, say this now a calm, sane, and sober voice. Questions get for be organic, right? Get for be authentic, right? And it get for be in the best interest of Mama Salon. Ultimately, the president's overriding ambition are for make sure say we learn lessons learned. Now, so from not only from 2023, because if you talk about 2023, you get for suicide precedent then day. Waiting be don't be the practice before 2023. How we arrive at 2023. You know, it's a culmination, right, of elections over time and how we can make it better for 2028 ultimately.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable, I mean, you get most of the, callers them, I think they call, in most of the questions and comments are for you.
Yes, thank you very much. For people who know me, they're going to say, na me movement and they were like, me like people when they attack me. Imran, not today, I begin get bad name na APC, and But me, I dey live wetin I believe. I know they make somebody tell me, say, go eat cornflakes when I carry out for it. You know, that is me. And on this point, me now one person where they listen, my best musician. Now, by next month, if I dey go to the shrine in Lagos, just for go feel good no more too. Okay. So I want for go to one officer say, listen to me with an open mind. Wait till they say now, I no go ever apologize any side, neither I go regret my action. Everything I do is calculated. So come here. I know I not serve now any executive or subcommittee at the APC. I came here on my own. I want to learn from people. If I know say Imran intellectual, you know, in the post, I make a tell you that group I get. Not the encourage voice to now for right. I want to read and grasp, becoming a visual learner than an auditory person. I read a lot from a Channel African Express, a doctor now. I want to thank him. He made a lot of exposure. And he tell me say, he called the attention of Upati time and he said, una watch una MP in a parliament. He said that election actually in the past, he said, Irikishi. But first, it be non bash at President Bio on the finances, so that thing, we all praise and we hail him. But when he come for talk about waiting we MP then compromise in a parliament, one MP blast for her, saying operative under the SLPP. So I learned from him that when they say certain things, for you, they suit people, and they go glad for you. The moment you say something where they hurt they align you. I don't care where they even talk, say, no less a person, clerk of parliament, and parent, we had up like me, for go give me more. Not so, with all due respect. But let I go to Padauda, now power get respect, and if now like when they give award for teachers, I think they forget award to Padauda as the, I don't know how to call her, most listener, best listener, because for me, I hear another radio just it's everywhere. But they continue, I like them for the energy we get at an age. But waiting I want for say, me not been talk say, like we say for call ONS, not to ONS don't do something, but who for go there and call the attention for ONS say, we dey on the spot, not to say na here say, now we don't dey na the place here, so una see wetin happen. Executive, all were there. Michael Mansay, Yansane, Liz Mans, Bayman, everyone was there. Cherry Coco, IB Cabo, the rest were all there. So now they say, for give support, made them not go to parliament because it touched one, it touched all. But in less than 2 weeks, they went to parliament. Even with
the present political stalemate with the APC choose now for participating in governance and waiting we go able for do for mend this present rift with between the APC and that of the governance structure with they in place. And just for the records, let we understand say severally we don't try for invite the APC.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mark Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone on channel 37 Slik TV. I always they get a nice, you know, so please make sure you watch channel 37 Slik TV all day every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me make I go. If I tell me one time more. If I tell me make I know. Oh yeah. Oh woo. Whoa. Eddie
Alright, Mr. Reunion people, people all over the world, that's what I know. Slik TV is here, channel 37, and whenever country boss, base alone, I don't watch Slik TV, channel 37, and I get a nice. So if you say for better nice like me, tune in, stay tuned. This is country boss.
I don't know, but not the time. You lift me up
Channel 37 Slik TV all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me make I go. If I tell me one time more. If I tell me make I know.
My name na Order, and inside we ENT buzz for this morning internationally, we see say Spyro don't eat 100 million streams on Boomplay, and Calm Down by Rima, People by Libyan Kawin, a Cameroonian artist, done in the top 2 positions on Billboard Afrobeat US top charts. Nigerian female football video a special jazzy. Interesting. I don't imagine say Chioma didn't apparently watch now for any boom shaking. Alright, Drake self don't officially break the record because for some time now it dey top the list of Spotify listeners. It's still there in the list of people that make history in Spotify as it dey top the list of Spotify listeners. Burna Boy self don't release the track list for his next album, Told Them. This album here, you don't hype on social media, so they wait for see waiting to come out of the album. Locally, waiting on the happen locally, we see Sister Zido announced in US tour. This is big for Sierra Leone. Like here, very, very big for Sierra Leone and the entertainment industry. And we see a Sierra Leonean named Zachariah Cisse the win an award for the Best Picture and Best Actor on the Film Festival Awards. Also, lastly, for the ENT buzz this morning, Famous don't disclose to him fans them say a get plan for get a show at the O2 Arena in London. The Famous Arena will say as a cables they always the feel. Well, let's see what this holds. But now only I get for you this morning. Join me at 4 p.m. because today we will get a special guest we want for you, no other person inside the Lifetime show. My name is Order.
Hello guys, on Channel 37 Slik TV, I always they get a nice, so please make sure you watch Channel 37 Slik TV all day, every day. It's the Marcus.
If I tell me make I go. If I tell me. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh woo woo. Whoa. Eddie Pong.
Alright, Mr. Ghanaian people, people all over the world, as you know, Slik TV is here, Channel 37 country boss, best alone. I don't watch Slik TV, Channel 37, and I get a nice. So if you say that get a nice like me, tune in, stay tuned. This is country boss.
God know they tired. He lift me up from the bottom of the fish, from the skies, no my limit, put sugar for me tea. God know they tired. He raised me up from the bottom of the fish, from the skies, no my limit, put sugar for me tea. What they bad about me, what they talk about me, what they criticize.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mark, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV. I always they get a nice, so please make sure you watch.
We listen to now the Epic Morning Show, and now it's time for the papers. Good morning, Vandy.
Good morning, Fortune, and good morning, listeners and viewers.
Good. With me here, I get the A to Z newspaper, and on the front page, championing community upliftment, environmental consensus. JJ Safar, the man I know, and African Union suspends Niger over July 26 coup, and mother of prison officer Aisha, brother confesses in court. NCRA celebrates Africa Civil Registration and Vital Statistics Day.
The very first newspaper I get with me this morning are the Awoko newspaper, where the banner headline they read say, I pray by the time Parliament resume, we will have the full house of APC MPs. This is the quote, Honorable Abbas Pundu. Then SLP, the Saloon Police, set to enforce traffic laws and punish offenders starting September 1st. Now all this day on the Awoko newspaper this morning.
And here on the exclusive newspaper, APC is ready to dialogue. That's quoting Dr. Samura Kamara, and Sierra Leone's MCC compact revenue at risk amidst post-election uncertainty. $44.4 million in limbo.
The next newspaper I get with me this morning are the Global Times newspaper, where the banner headline they read say 2 billion theft, SLPP MP whips openly in court. President Bio receives massive shit this morning.
And here on Concord Times newspaper, CSOs urge Bio to appoint substantive auditor general, and 3 jailed for alleged arson. Leon Rock Metal Group championing community upliftment and environmental consensus.
On Awareness Times newspaper this morning, the banner UK. Now all this day on the Awareness Times newspaper banner headline this morning.
And here on Political newspaper, Mercy Ship Docks, largest charity hospital ship, 2,350 safe and free surgeries to train 200 health workers. I mean, these are all the package inside the Mercy Ship thing. And Kush equals 63% of mental cases, and Kush seller dot. These are the headlines on Political.
The very last newspaper I get with me this morning, now the Open Space newspaper, where the banner headline they read say LRMG champions community and environmental conclusion, and the other banner headline they read say APC shows readiness to work with President Bio as then they quote the Secretary General. Now all this day on the Open Space newspaper this morning.
Okay, so an interesting one on the exclusive newspaper. I mean, of course, now something we don't, now a conversation we don't do in the corridors of the political space. I mean, in recent times, that's with regards the MCC compact revenue. Now, with regards the controversial interviews, it don't send a lot of questions on whether is Sierra Leone still eligible. Are we still going to get this? As you know, some time back, we already don't tick all of the criteria them we did it for the MCC compact, but with these post-elections uncertainty, it don't put the compact thing kinda in this country.
Look to
Yeah, but then
like
they really
UK.
not touch on we independence. The fact say other countries they support we and all.
Yes, definitely. Not touch on, but like I mentioned, we are not completely independent. I will stand for talk without they rely on international funding with donors and all the time. If you see vast majority of waiting we they get where they come into the country, we will rely on donor or IMF don't fund we for this, they don't fund we for that. So Kriomanke always they talk say he who names the pipers name the tune. Some of the times if we are asking all this time for letting the hell waiting for do.
That's an interesting take. However, away from Dandy, the thing of Kush, now major concern the try for is it curb or try for minimize or try for make people them really not be drawn towards the intake of Kush by targeting the one they will sell them and all. But these are still the smaller steps, yeah. And we don't see suicide arrest has been made for people them where they sell them. But one thing where people don't get in their mind, and I think it is a concern we, me personally as well, share with several other people them. We focus on targeting they want them where they sell them out there in the States. But then the big question is, would they have this drug to sell?
Is a government will look at, because if you look the amount of death and illness where this particular kush way just come in play, they do a very concerning that you get
okay.
for put
I will come back to you, Vandy. Yesterday, the chief minister make a visitation and communities them. Now, the Central Business District to be specific. This now for get information and try for interact with the people and know waiting at their concerns. Now, on the line now, I get the coordinator for that particular initiative day. We are the Honorable Robin Fale. Good morning, Honorable.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. We just want to get some insight on the purpose of getting information from people within the Central Business District, especially traders, waiting the Chief Minister want for do with this initiative. And what's the initiative even all about in the first place?
Having me online. Yesterday, the Chief Minister, with Dr. David Monila Senge, we are indeed to take into consideration the Belgium, the Kube, the Swazi, I think about 7 or 8 communities. Yeah. These are people who they do business system, and then they, the Chief Minister envisioned for take the government to the people. By doing that, how it will want to for intensify community engagement, citizens engagement. We all know, say, war don't in this country for long. Government, they don't come, government, they don't go. But there has always been a gap between the people and the government and the governed. That makes them misconceptions and lies and propaganda. So if we believe the people, from manifesto, not the politics today, you promise the people, say, I go do A, B, C, D for one, I want to put me there. And when you can't allow the government for take the initiative for do what you don't promise the people. So the Chief Minister now say it's not to politics, but politics again, I bring people and come into government. So if not that contract we don't sign with the people, say now una manifesto, una for take if well, at the end of the day, they away, then diagnose you. Now, you get on a fever or hypertension, you get, and that is what governance is about. Yeah, thank you very much. And you know what I mean? You know that thing where you remember when we talk about the push issue, the drug. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for also being there yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. In name na Honorable, we na coordinator for Citizens Engagement Office of the Chief Minister. And this morning, maybe they talk to you about the initiative we they under the office of the Chief Minister. We now for engage, business people. Right, open the line now where Yusuf can call and add your voice to everything we don't talk about now the studios this morning. 079-994-993. Please keep your comments or statements under 1 minute. Good morning, in name and who call from.
Yeah, hello, James.
Yes.
I'm Johnny.
Yes, Johnny.
Yeah. Now a good move by the minister, I would say it could be replicated by other ministers for really go out, reach out to the people and take government to them and sound the people their opinions and for policy.
Under 1 minute, so more people go get the opportunity for calls. 079-994-993. Good morning, you name and who side you call from.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is James from PC.
Yes, James.
Yeah, but look, APC, let them not fool we. Yeah? Listen, nobody knows rules they then when you grab, they obey the rules, but you want to let it. It's not a good thing, not a good support. Good citizen then for Sierra Leone, from the advisory or to the helper to the government, then what would they get?
We go on a president bio, he don't set example. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't make it set example. But he still get for do more. Because he been done there with MPRC, one, he did with MPRC, two. Then he don't get first term and second term. I want to make offense good in legacy. People then they blame APC. APC na party who I not get for vote for and SLPP I know they vote for them. I mean not yet because they press Sierra Leone. But any good leader will get good talk. I think say I support and within good work. One day
we dey imagine Usai Salon for
Parliament, that not for stop them for say they not for take part in the democratic process, because not the rule of everybody, but the rule of the major. They go down and down because people and they go and say all kinds of things that the international community against the country with sometimes all the true malicious information and all that, where they damage the reputation of this country. So now what they want? They want to make peace stay or they want to damage the country. So the objective of whatever move that they do for always be clear for saying that for the country benefit and also for individual benefits.
Okay.
So we need to help the country at this particular point. Now for let we sit down and dialogue and find solution, but at the same time, let the constitutional process they go on. Now that the act say, that the constitution say. Okay, go to court and present your case and let's defend yourself.
Okay.
And then whatever decision, they can reverse the elections if